This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and special shout out to Sphere Rocket VA for allowing me to connect with Kyle today. Kyle, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's get to know you a little bit. Where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you end up in real estate?
Good question. Yeah, so where I'm from is Minnesota, and that's the market I'm in now. Originally, I grew up in northern Minnesota, and now I'm down in southern Minnesota where it's much warmer and it's a retirement area. Yeah, we're in the southeast corner of Minnesota in Rochester, which is home of the Mayo Clinic, if anybody's ever heard of the Mayo Clinic.
I have, yeah.
So that's our driver in our community. Our town's about 100,000 people, and we're surrounded by a bunch of small towns below 5,000 people, and that's really our market. We're about an hour and 15 minutes southeast of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Okay. Cool. So then how did you, growing up in Minnesota, how did you end up in real estate?
So how I got into real estate was actually after college. It was 2009. The market wasn't very good. I wanted to be a stockbroker, and then just nobody was hiring.
Didn't work
So
out.
it didn't work out. So then I sat by the pool and read books at my girlfriend's apartment, who was now my wife. And then finally, that was great for a period of time, but it got awful boring. And so I went out to buy investment properties. And my business partner today actually had a condo for sale, and I thought it was an apartment. I don't know why I thought I could buy an apartment, but I did. That's what the book said. And so I called the sign and I said I needed a contract for deed because I didn't have a job. He's like, "Oh, send me your resume." I talked to a lot of people. The next day, the broker called me up and he goes, "Hey, you want to be a realtor?" So he offered me a job. Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So then did they did you already have your license, or did they pay for you to get your license, or how did that go?
Yeah, no, I had no idea. I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "I always sell houses." I'm like, "Okay, well, if I'm going to sell something, may as well sell something expensive, right?"
Yeah, get a nice little piece of that pie.
All right. So, yeah, no, he's like, go up, take the class, 3 weeks, come back, and we'll let you go.
Right on, and hit the ground running. Well, that's cool. So then was that, EXP, or how did you make the switch to EXP? What drew you to EXP?
Yeah, so that was actually at the first brokerage, a Minnesota-based brokerage. And then we were there for like 8 years. And then we went independent into our own brokerage. My partner, Dan Kingsley, and I did, and the team. And then, we were independent for like a year, and we saw the EXP model, and we're like, this is our baby, right? This is our own brokerage. We don't want to shut this down. But about 6 months later, it made sense.
Right. You saw the model, couldn't unsee it, probably lost a little bit of sleep. But that didn't mean, making that switch, you had to lose your branding.
Right. So our branding was the Realty Edge team, right? And that's what our brokerage was. That's what we were at the prior brokerage. And so when we came over to EXP, it was just the Realty Edge team at EXP Realty, right? It wasn't that good, but
yeah. So you saw the model, you liked it. You're like, gosh, I've got this baby we've worked so hard on, opening our own brokerage. But you're like, you know what? These opportunities, we can't pass them up. Let's make the switch. So now that you have switched brokerages, have you fallen in love with anything else about EXP? Like rev share, stock options, collaboration, or is it still just like the model that keeps you here?
Yeah, all of the above, I guess. You know, I'm sure everybody says, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Literally every single podcast I've had. Yes. I wish I would have done it sooner. I should get that in a neon sign instead, honestly.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, no, you know, and really the big reason why we came over was because as we're on this hamster wheel, selling transactions, we have to figure out a way to get out of the business. And so we were, you know, I would ask around to everybody, you know, around the country, everybody that was anybody, right? Like, what's your exit strategy? You know, how do you get out? And like nobody, even these big players, like, it didn't seem like they really had a good plan. And so, you know, obviously with EXP, we do have that there with, you know, whether it's the continued rev share, all the stock that we acquire through all the different sources. That's really why we came over. So that we wouldn't have to be on this hamster wheel forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, you're working on this hamster wheel. You're working your butt off. You got a lot going on. You know, you've got high production. So how do you make sure to take care of Kyle? You know, how do you avoid burnout mode? How do you keep that work life in a steady balance?
I don't know, but if you figure it out, let me know.
Well, then what do you do for fun, Kyle? You know, how do you recharge?
Man, so yeah, so I guess I have 3 little kids and a dog and a wife, and so I just try to encompass everybody as much as humanly possible, right?
Yeah.
So, and I like to hang around with my friends, right? So I like to, whenever I include like family, we have a cabin, so we go there a ton, and you know, not to my wife's choice, but oftentimes we have a lot of people over, right?
Yeah.
It's more fun that way.
That's okay. Yeah.
And so then, you know, that's what we do. And that's how I guess that's what rejuvenates me and keeps me pumping along.
Yeah, that's a good way to recharge, you know, surrounding yourself with people that you love, having a good time, you know, making sure that there's a little bit of play in all the work that's going on.
Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point, right?
I don't think there is one. There's no point of working. Well, then, you know, let's talk about the Icon Award. That's why you're on this podcast. That's, you know, you've got the production, you've got the culture, you got everything else in between. So in your own words, you know, what is the Icon Award? What benefits did it bring you? And I guess, what does it mean to you to be an Icon Award winner?
So let's see. So the Icon Award, it was really a game changer as far as like coming to EXP. That part of it with the Icon, it made the move like a no-brainer, right? So we get all of our commission split back in the form of stock. It's, you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The thing that I like about it, like, right, if you do talk to somebody that's an icon, they didn't just get there by chance, right? I mean, it'd be very unlikely that they just stumbled across, you know, 40 transactions or whatever.
Right.
So the beautiful part about that is when you do talk to somebody, like, at least you can respect and know what they're talking about. They're not just fly by the seat of their pants.
Right. So they have a plan to hit that amount of production. You know, you get your cap back, like you said, which I believe is 16,000, and then you have to do, what is it, 20, 30 transactions after that?
20 transactions after that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's going to vary a lot what market you're in, right? So what's your average sale?
So like in your market, right? So how many houses did it take to hit your cap in, what is it, Minnesota?
Yep. Let's see, probably about 12. So I also run a team, right? So
yeah.
So that's good as well. But it probably takes about 8 to 12 transactions.
Okay.
My average sale price is probably about 360. And then, so you get there, and then it's just another 20 transactions, which is totally doable.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. And, so it gives you your cap back in stock, which is pretty exciting. How long have you been with EXP?
Since 2018.
Okay. And how many times have you iconed?
Every year. So I think we've iconed 3 years. Dan's iconed 3 years. I believe that's how it works.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so, you've got a nice amount of stock, sitting there waiting for you. EXP has invested in you. You're invested back into EXP, and that kind of makes at least the hamster wheel you're running on have a game plan, have an end plan, and you're not just kissing that cap goodbye. It comes back to you, whether you're investing in yourself at EXPCon or shareholders or everything else there is. And speaking of which, how do you give back to EXP culture? Are you teaching lessons? Are you speaking? Are you mentoring?
Yep. So what I like to do is the mentoring part. So
yeah.
I'll mentor agents along and try to make them good quality agents. I mean, like in my market, it's not very big, right? So everybody knows everybody, and it's very important to me that everybody at EXP is super professional, knows what they're doing, everything's done right.
Well representing the brand, that you represent and everything else in between. And that kind of holds everybody together. That's great. I like that, kind of showing them the tools that EXP has, helping them set out for Icon if that's something they aspire to do. And speaking of, maybe some newbies reaching for Icon, if there's anybody that's either new to EXP watching right now or, new to the real estate world and new to EXP, is the Icon Award something that they should strive for in their first year? Or, what's some advice for the newbies watching?
Yeah. So everybody that like on our team, or if agents come over with us, the goal is to get them to Icon, because if they do Icon, that means that they're successful, right? They're doing something right, and they're going to be able to take care of their families. They're going to be good. To do it in your first year in the business, if people do it, they're rock stars. I just don't think it happens very often, right? So, don't get disappointed if you miss out, maybe your first year, maybe your second year, as long as you're growing, right? So, and what I always tell the agents is, make sure you're playing the long game and you're not playing the short game, right? So anybody can go out there and do something crazy and rip people off for the short term, and maybe they could be very successful for a year or 2 years. In our market, that's not going to last. You're not going to be around very long.
Small town, word travels fast. You're not going to get a lot of referrals.
Exactly.
But, just set out those small goals. Make sure you hit them. Lean into your mentors, lean into your coaches. And, like Kyle said, it's a big accomplishment to hit it in your first year. It's not impossible. It has been done, but just don't be disappointed in yourself if you didn't quite hit it. It's okay. So, Kyle, listen, I'm sure, when you heard about EXP and you had your own brokerage going and you were on the fence and you were a little skeptical, you saw the grass was greener and you're like, should I make this jump? Should I drink the EXP Kool-Aid? And then there's other people whispering in your ear, don't do it. They're a cult. That's a pyramid scheme. It's crazy. So, what would you have to say to anybody out there that's sitting a little skeptical about making the jump to EXP?
Well, the numbers don't lie, right? Like they put it all out there, and that's exactly what it is. If it financially makes sense for you, or if it makes sense at all for you, do it. Like, don't let other people hold you back.
Right. It's
the same way with rentals, right? Back in the recession, like nobody wanted to buy these properties for $40,000, right? Looking back, now $240,000 properties, and the numbers made sense back then, but everybody was scared to do it. So it's just like with EXP. If the numbers make sense, which for me they absolutely do, I think it's silly to be anywhere else or do anything else.
To take it back to what you said earlier, you had wished you'd done it sooner. So does everybody else at EXP. So, if you're thinking about making the jump, check out more episodes of this podcast. Reach out to Kyle, reach out to EXP agents, learn more. Let them take you to lunch because everybody that's over here is happy to talk to you about it.
Absolutely. We're here to help.
Exactly. And Kyle, that's it for my questions. Is there anything else that you would like to touch on?
Great podcast. Keep it up.
Thank you. I think you were great on today's show. Your story is really exciting. You just kind of got thrown into real estate class, and here you are, iconing for, hopefully this will be the 4th year in a row.
Yeah, I think it's already been done, but you just gotta do a couple other things. So.
Check off all the other marks. That's awesome, Kyle. Congratulations on that. And if you're ever interested in doing a spin-off episode, just send me what you want to talk about, and we can get it done. But thank you for your time today.
Cool. You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And expect me to hunt you down at Shareholders and EXPCon, okay?
I'll be there.
Thanks, Kyle. Bye-bye.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at SphereRocketVA.com and find out how we can make your life easier.